After the last video in which we discussed the step-by-step process to use hypnotic version of Hooponopono, I received many questions like how do I prepare the clients for the process? Why am I using the expression I forgive you instead of please forgive me? Are there other processes that can be integrated with this process? So in this video, I will focus on answering these questions. If you haven't watched the previous video, I would suggest that you watch that video first. Before I take up each question, you know that one simple step on your part can help others learn from this video, right? In one of the previous videos, I shared that I use Hooponopono with clients who have suppressed multiple emotions because of multiple people across multiple events. Most of these clients feel that others or situations are responsible for their current challenges. So before I begin with any process, I use the flip model to help clients understand that irrespective of who they feel the source of the problem is, it is really about themselves and their ability to find a way around that problem. This also helps the client recognize that it is important for them to accept and forgive themselves. And it is with this understanding that we conduct the hypnotic version of Hooponopono. The process is really helping the client express their love to themselves. Say sorry for things that they may have done or not done, which has caused pain to themselves. Forgive themselves for those things and finally thank themselves for everything that they've experienced. Given that the client is doing this process with themselves, saying I forgive you is more powerful than just seeking forgiveness, which is kind of already addressed in the previous statement when the client says I am sorry to themselves. This brings us to the question, if the process is being run for self, then why ask them to write the names of other people? Well, that is really a bonus, as it allows us to save time by helping clients also address any residual emotion that they may be holding on to with respect to others. That said, in most cases, by the time the process is complete, the client's realization that it is more about themselves than about others is already strong. This brings us to the last question. What other techniques can we integrate during this process? There are many techniques that you can actually integrate with the hypnotic version of Hooponopono. The techniques that I frequently integrate within this framework include inner child, where at the end of the thank you message, I will ask the client to invite all parts that were earlier holding on to the feeling of guilt or hurt or anger or any other similar feelings that they may have experienced in their life. After the client can notice these parts or inner children on the beach, I continue with the inner child integration. If the client gets stuck at one of the messages where the water is not able to take the message and it still remains imprinted on the sand, then I would combine the end step reframing to address the positive intention behind holding on to the emotion. Then there are times where I will first run a modified version of the levels of transformation or the neurological levels process on the beach before continuing with the Hooponopono. Almost every time I would add the revelation metaphor and future pacing in the mix and anchor the good feelings that the client is experiencing before ending the process. These are just some examples of integrations. Because of the way I work with clients, I may also end up creating new process altogether during or after the Hooponopono process, depending upon the session and what was the objective that I was looking at achieving through the session. If you have any other questions about how I use the hypnotic version of Hooponopono with clients, do feel free to ask, and if required, I will record a follow-up video. You can also join us for our weekly Q&A sessions on the iCharts page. Misbah or I will answer your questions during the session. If you are interested in joining a comprehensive course on eclectic approach to psychotherapy, where you can learn all of these techniques and a lot more, then do check out the Cognitive Hypnotic Psychotherapy Diploma. You can check that diploma out by visiting the link mentioned below.